Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 2 of this mini coaching series. And the aim of today's mini coaching episode is to really help you think about values. And more importantly, which are your highest values and what values are most important to you. So this is based on the work of Dr. Demartini. And essentially, each of us has our own unique set of values. Okay, it'll be fingerprint specific. Okay, so no two people have the same set. And those that are highest on your values, you will automatically be more inspired. You'll be more motivated. You'll be more energized. You'll be more disciplined. You'll be more focused. And when you are participating in those things that are most important to you, you will embrace both the pleasure and the pain. You'll embrace both the good and the bad. Okay? You'll embrace both sides of the equation, both parts, in order to do that which is most meaningful for you. And the first sort of question that I'll ask you to think about today is, what proportion of your day or how often do you feel inspired? How often do you feel energized and motivated? Because that'll give you a nice little indicator of just how much of your life you are living according to your highest values. If you're feeling quite demotivated, you're quite hesitant, you're procrastinating, and you're struggling to get moving, then that's a nice bit of feedback for you to let you know that you're actually living more according to your lower values, or you're trying to live in someone else's highest values. So we're going to come on to that next. So we'll just recap there. So when you're living according to your highest values, you're more inspired, you're energized, you're motivated, you're focused. When you're living according to your lower values or trying to live according to someone else's values, you'll hesitate, you'll be demotivated, you'll procrastinate, and you'll feel uninspired. And that's your first test. Just how much are you spending your time feeling one or the other? And when we're living according to our lower values, what we tend to do is look at those around us and make judgments, make decisions, and we'll sort of look at someone and we'll either perceive that they have something that we're missing. So we'll look up to them and put them up on a pedestal, or we'll look at them and think, I'm better than that, or I have more of that, and then we'll put them down in the pit. So what tends to happen is, rather than embracing both sides and living from a place of love and balance, we tend to live this split life where we're putting people up on pedestals or we're putting people down in pits. And each of these judgments that we make, so the infatuations or the resentments that we have, take up time and space in our mind. So they basically cloud our thoughts and cause us to get sort of distracted and move our attention away from those things that are most important to us. So the next thing that I'd like you to consider is, how often on a day-to-day basis do you do things that you think you should do? How often are you doing things that you have to do? How often are you doing things that you must do? These are we just use those three words to start with. This is a lovely little indicator, because when you're living according to your higher values, then you're embracing both sides and you're doing things that are meaningful for you. So there is no should, have to, or must. When you're living according to your lower values, or you're living according to someone else's values or trying to, then you'll be thinking about things that you should do, things that you have to do, or things that you must do. And I don't know about you, but how motivated are you when you're trying to do things that you should do, or you have to do, or you must do? Generally, it causes a little bit of a heaviness and a little bit of demotivation. So there's just another little indicator for you in terms of the language that you use, which we talked a little bit about in episode 1 because it's so important, And in this episode, we're thinking just have a survey of your life. Do a little inventory. Have a look at your energy levels, your inspiration levels. Have a look at how often you're doing things you should do, how often you're doing things that you think you have to do. And all of these just little bits of feedback will sort of start to come together to give you a better idea about how closely you're living according to your higher values. Now, for some people, and I was certainly one of those, at a point in time, I didn't know what my values were. And that can make things a little bit harder to begin with because everything's a little bit hazier, everything's a little bit sort of less clear. So having a think about what is most important to you and having a look at what your life demonstrates as important to you might also give you a little bit more feedback about what could help you going forwards. So we're helping you to think a little bit more about your values, because your values are the things that are going to help unlock that inspiration and energy within you. And it's also the signpost to let you know, is there things that you could do to move towards more of that inspiration, where you have more meaning, you have more purpose, and is there people in your life who you resent or you're infatuated with, people who you're looking up to, people you're looking down on, because again, that'll give you more clarity in how much time and space you're dedicating to the outside world, which you could be dedicating towards doing things that are more meaningful and purposeful for you. So just a brief look at values there, but actually a couple of things for you to think about. And hopefully by the end of this video, if you go through those questions, you'll have a reasonable idea about how closely you're living to those higher values. And that will give you more feedback in terms of, do you just need to keep going and do more, or would it be worth you exploring your values, exploring what is important to you to help you get a better sense of what would be a wiser approach to help you live the life that you want. Okay, so episode 2 is all about values. I hope you've found something of value in that in this episode, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Okay, bye.